Welcome back, guys. Just when I thought the transfer news was drying up. Oh my goodness. I wanted to record this video like 2 hours ago. I ended up being on a call. I just got off the call. All right, I'm sorry. I woke up to this today in my bed. I couldn't believe this. I was reading this story. I'm like, wait a second. I had to reopen my eyes again because I'm like, wait a second. No way, right? Okay, listen to this. Alexander Isak wants to leave Newcastle. Guys, what the hell? This guy just scored 62 goals for Newcastle in 109 matches, 11 assists. I will tell you this before we read any more into this story. This guy is the real deal. Okay, I don't say that about a lot of players. This dude is a baller. This dude is a baller, and we haven't even seen him in a super team yet. Man. Salah really put up those numbers with the players they had last season, and now he's going to be playing with Wirtz, Ekitike, Isak. Oh my God, still got Gakpo, maybe still got Diaz. I mean, for me, this starts to move the needle on what we talked about yesterday. That I do think Luis Diaz is not going to be a Liverpool player next season. I don't know. It like now that we're seeing this is usually the start of an offer coming in from Liverpool. Now, we've heard from Liverpool, they're very interested. Newcastle have said many times they're not going to sell him. They're not going to sell him. Okay. But what do Newcastle do now? Because Isak has personally said from the most reliable reporter in football, David Ornstein, there's nobody more reliable, don't get it twisted, that he wants to leave. He's absent from the friendly versus Celtic and the Asia Tour, 25 years old. Newcastle obviously wants to keep him on an improved deal, but they're exploring replacements after Isak says he doesn't want to be there. Oh my God, this is crazy. Because we thought that this was wrapped up. We thought Ekitike going to Liverpool. Okay, everybody can breathe. Liverpool's done spending money. They bought Kirkes from Bournemouth. They got Frimpong, who's an incredible footballer. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. They brought in Ekitike. They just dropped a bag on Ekitike and a bag on Florian Wirtz. And they're about to drop a larger bag on Isak because Isak will break the British pound transfer record 100%, guys. Transfermarkt has him valued like 120, 130. We've heard some crazy stuff. There's even a story about Isak today. I'm going to pull it up right now just so we can go over it because I think this is funny. Listen to this. Ready? Al Halal. I saw a story. They're willing to pay him £500,000 a week. Al Hilal is entering the race, bro. This team has entered the race for every single player available. They play good football though. But look, I don't think we're gonna see Isak, a player who's 25, a player who's just scored 62 goals for Newcastle, go to Al Hilal. I would expect Liverpool will make him an offer. It's interesting because now that this came out today, a lot of people are saying like, oh, Chelsea's making a move for him. Like a lot of fake stories are coming out. Fabrizio has said Chelsea are not actively working on Isak deal and no interest in proceeding. It would make zero sense for him to go. I mean, look, Isak is a player that it makes sense for every team to go for him. Every team would benefit from this guy. He's not overrated. He's a freak of nature. He's very good. He's an incredible dribbler, incredible finisher, sees the game well, so tall. I mean, he's a really special talent, right? So it makes sense for everybody to go for him. But Chelsea just, man, there's no need for Chelsea here. Like, that's when I read that story this morning, I was like, what? Xavi Simons, I get it. But striker, they just got Delap. They just got Joao Pedro. Yeah, obviously Isak will be the number one. But look, we've heard Isak likes a lot of Liverpool players. We've seen, all right, Liverpool and Isak chatting it up during the games against each other last year. Okay, so this to me seems likely now. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I just went over it. Liverpool just dropped 80 mil on Ekitike or whatever they paid. That's a crazy amount of money. Okay, so now what's going to happen? Listen to this. Alexander Isak has informed Newcastle of his desire to explore a move this summer. This summer. Club aware of players' plans and will now decide how to move. Newcastle have already restarted exploring a move for a top striker. By the way, this window for Newcastle has just been boo, man. Understand Alexander Isak remains a target for Liverpool even after signing Ekitike, but it depends on Newcastle. If Newcastle opens the doors to an exit and Liverpool sell Diaz, they can bid after direct contact was made 10 days ago. And that's the thing. That's what separates this Liverpool and the Chelsea team from Isak, right? Like in this race, right? Like Liverpool have already made contact about him. This Chelsea thing was made up today. And Fabrizio says Isak is not in concrete talks with Al Hilal so far. I'm still getting over this. I cannot believe this, dude. I mean, we look at this Liverpool team. Like, I don't know if we've ever seen a team who won the league. Like, I'm talking, like, we've seen some crazy all-time teams. There was one team back in the day, a Chelsea team, and I can't remember what year it was, but they won the league. They ended up buying like a ton of players, like a ton. We're talking like top football talents, and I don't think they won the league the next year, but they ended up spending so much. To me, this would be like the most a team ever spent after winning the league. I mean, we're talking Wirtz and Isak combined are going to be close to 300 mil. 300 mil, not including Ekatike, Frimpong, Kirkez, which is another like 150 mil. I mean, this is just crazy. Not to mention, in this current squad, you would expect Diaz is gone because we've seen today, and I'll tell you this, the reports have come out today that Bayern are going to improve the bid for Diaz, like really, like today. So I talked about that yesterday. Everything we talked about in the video yesterday all looks like it's still happening. So I would expect Diaz is going to be out here, but you still have Gakpo. You got Szoboszlai. You got so many players on his team still. They're not even in this 11. The question is, how do they line up now? Well, Isak is going to be playing at the 9. So is Liverpool going to change it up? Are they going to go 2-striker? How is this going to look? Is it a 4-2-2? Is it, because Wirtz, he can kind of play anywhere as well, but, I do still think he's best in that 10 position. Man, it's just a crazy team. It's just a crazy team now. I mean, wow. They still also haven't sold Darwin, so that's something to consider as well. Darwin is still at this football club, but I mean, man, man, this team is gonna be so crazy. Oh, it's unbelievable to see. And you know what? Who's gonna be the most happy about all of this, guys? It's gonna be Salah, bro. All right, Salah. I can't tell you like how well Salah played last season. Like. Dude, he pretty much like had one of the best Premier League seasons ever, even going past his previous insane Premier League season. And they're bringing in all this firepower. Like, the dude is going to finally be able to just play some football. I mean, it's been probably a few years since Salah had this much help. We go back to that crazy side where they had Mane and Firmino. People forget how lethal those three were. Firmino was a footballer, all right? But really, Liverpool haven't had a great striker since Firmino. And even when Firmino was playing in the last kind of year or two, he was, fading out a bit. Darwin, I think, was the right play at the time, and I still think we'll see more out of Darwin, but it just doesn't look like it's really working out. And I'll tell you this, it's going to be a struggle for Darwin. If I was Darwin Núñez and Isak really does go to Liverpool, at Darwin's point in his career, at his age, guys, I'm still sold on Darwin Núñez. I know it's not been great. I think he's got some potential. He needs to get out, right? And Liverpool can still get some money for him. They will lose on their investment, but he is still worth a hefty market value. I mean, we're seeing Sky Sports pundits say Jackson is 80 to 100 mil. I don't know what the hell that's. Bro, no. All right, for me, was Jackson worth maybe 50 mil, right? But if he's worth that much, Darwin is worth similar, right? And, Darwin's a player that he's not going to see too much of the pitch. Liverpool are looking at it like, we're going to have so many players that can play so many positions. I mean, Salah's out on the right, but we've seen like Diaz and Gakpo, who are technically still on a squad. We'd expect Diaz to go if Isak comes in. Gakpo can play pretty much left striker. I mean, he's better on the left, but he's versatile. Ekatike is versatile. I think Isak should be playing in the 9, whether they go 1 or 2 striker. I think they will stay with the 1 striker. And Wirtz, man, Wirtz can go out on the left. Wirtz can go in the middle. He's one of those guys, too. He kind of reminds me of Xavi Simons. He does the same as well. So, man, I just look at this team, and, dude, they're building a God squad. Like, really, guys, if they don't win the league as is right now, but, like, if they don't win the league with Isak coming in by, like, 10 points, you might have to call it a failure. But look, Liverpool at the end of the day, they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves next season, guys. That is always, I know a lot of Liverpool fans are going to watch this video. That is always the drawback to when you make these types of signings. When you make these super squads, when you make these big teams, the pressure is higher than ever. Higher than ever. So I think the league will entirely be out to get him. What are my chances that this happens? I'll tell you this, guys. A lot of the time when you see this from a player of this value, is it a tactic for Isak to get more money from Newcastle? I don't really know. But usually when a player voices they want to go, we do eventually see the player go. So I will say this. Final thoughts here. If Liverpool don't get Isak in this transfer window, maybe it's going to happen in January. Maybe it's going to happen next summer. But I think Isak at some point will be a Liverpool player at this point. The amount of contact Liverpool have had, him saying he enjoys the football club. We've seen that publicly. And him telling Newcastle he's not really that happy. I don't expect to see Isak at Newcastle at worst case for another year. After all, he has gone to Newcastle. The reports are coming out today. He wants to leave this summer. Liverpool getting Kirkez, Frimpong, Wirtz, Ekitike, and potentially Isak. Can they stop? They're assembling the Avengers, bro. They just won the league by like 10 points. This last year was like the least competitive run we've seen for the league in a while. Like, I mean, outside of, yeah, obviously City running it up some of those previous years. But like, man, I'm trying to see a good Premier League next season, okay? So, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, you guys got to lock in, all right? If Liverpool get Isak, you guys got to be leaning forward with the controller because I don't want to watch another blowout of a Premier League season. But I tell you this, if Liverpool assembles anywhere, anything like the players, I mean, bro, do you guys know how good Gakpo is? You know how good Gakpo is? Like, Cody Gakpo is so good as well. The depth this team is going to have as well is just a joke. It's really just a joke. Like, they paid like, what, 50 or 60 for Szoboszlai as well? Goodness gracious, this team. God, Liverpool fans, let me know what you guys think, man. Isak to Liverpool. It looks like it really could happen, which is the craziest part about all of this. So we'll keep you guys posted. I'm actually shocked this morning because I thought a lot of this was Isak and Newcastle dancing kind of to get Liverpool to go for Ekitike. And maybe Newcastle for one day was like, yo, they're finally going to give up. And then, next day Isak's like, I want out. And Liverpool is like, we want to buy him. Oh, my God. What a saga this has been. Crazy, guys.